Should you add a hydrometer to your property? A lot of investors and renovators ask me this question. It's a great question. Stay tuned for the answer. Okay, so first of all, there's a few things you need to know, right? So if your property doesn't already have subpanels in each of the units, you're gonna need to rewire and add those things, and that's not cheap. It's anywhere between, say, 15 or 20 grand to do a whole house. It really sort of depends on the work needed to be done. It could be less, it could be more if it's a really big property. You can only actually add meters for the number of legal units in your property plus one. So if you don't have legal units, you actually can't add a hydrometer. They won't give you the permits. And you can have one more than the legal limit because that's the hydrometer for the services that service the house, like the hot water tank, maybe exterior lights, HVAC, that kind of thing. As an example, my rental property, this property we're looking at now, it's a triplex, so it has 3 units, but I have 4 meters. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want to add a hydrometer? And really what you're doing is you're passing on the risk of energy increases to your tenants, right? Just so you know, tenants are savvy. So if they're renting, they're going to look at the total cost of rent, right? So they're going to add the hydro whether it's included or not. And if they're already renting, then you added a hydrometer, you'd actually need to lower the rent to offset the costs. Theoretically, you're allowed to raise the rents by the CPI, which it's a basket of goods and normally incorporates energy costs. And typically I would say that, but recently the Ontario government announced you're only allowed to raise rents by 2.5% when inflation, especially energy, is above 8%, right? So it actually kind of makes sense because when big things like this happen, you do want to defer those costs to your tenants if possible. Should you add a hydrometer? And our advice would be if you already have subpanels, if you have the correct number of units, or if you're rewiring the house, then it probably makes sense. If you don't have those things, the costs, and you might not be able to do it, and the costs probably don't outweigh the benefits. Interestingly, what some clients have done, so say they have 3 units, but it's really only a legal duplex, is they've added 3 meters, the third one, say covering the basement unit and the services of the house, and the landlord still pays that and includes that in the rent for the tenant, and then just defers the energy costs to the tenants in the other 2 units. I'm not recommending you have illegal units. I'm just sort of passing on what other investors have done. So I hope you found that hugely helpful. If you have any questions, if you'd like us to come by and check out your property and tell you, what we think, happy to do that. Shoot us an email, info@thinktio.ca. Please like this video, smash that subscribe button, and leave a comment below so you get updated with great content each and every week. Talk soon.